and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk, the show where I talk about a topic and do something that may or may not be related to it in the background. Today, what I'm doing is I'm coloring in this Bob Ross coloring book that my sister got for me for Christmas. It's a nice little pictures of flowers. But I wanted to make one because, there's been a lot of stuff going on with COVID-19, and, it's a very hectic and not so good situation for a lot of people. So I wanted to make something like this where, just sit down, chat about some light, fun things and things that have been going on in my life, and just bring some positivity to it. I know, obviously, that it's not a very positive thing that's going on right now. It's very scary for a lot of people, and I'm very sorry if this has been affecting you in a very bad way, but hopefully I can make you smile and I can make you laugh today. So, yeah. Let's get into it. So, I have a couple topics that I wanted to talk about. The first being podcasts, because I was actually listening to a podcast while I was filming this, but I was listening to Simply Podlogical because if you don't know who Ben and Christine are, they're two YouTubers, and they're really good YouTubers, and I always loved hearing them talk about topics and stuff in their videos, and now they have a podcast where they do that. So it's really nice. I enjoy it a lot. I was listening to that podcast. But I recently got back into podcasts. I used to listen to them a lot. I usually don't listen to YouTuber podcasts because they tend to not be good. I feel YouTubers are really good at making content, and they're good at making videos, and so when they switch to something that's just audio based, it kind of falls a little bit. There are a couple YouTubers that are good at it, like Jarvis Johnson. He has a podcast. It's Sad Boys. It's a really good podcast. I like that one. They talk a lot about mental health issues and things like that. It's really good. I like that podcast a lot. He does it, it's Jarvis Johnson, but he does it with his friend Jordan. He's not a YouTuber. He's just a regular dude. But I like it. I like it a lot. Speaking of podcasts and YouTuber podcasts, we love a good segue. Since I've been on a little bit of a break, we had a 4-day weekend before we started online school so that teachers could get everything set up and things like that. And so I've been watching a lot of YouTube, and I've been watching a lot of movies. I watch a variety of YouTubers. I've been mainly watching commentary YouTubers and study bloggers, but I also watch Linus Tech Tips and that midget Asian, people like that. So, oh, and Alex Meyer, he's kind of a commentary YouTuber. And Best Dressed. Oh yeah, I've been watching a lot of Best Dressed. See, I just watch so many different types of people. My favorite YouTubers, the ones I've been watching the most, have been Gonzalez Drew Gooden, definitely that midget Asian. I don't know why, but I don't know why, but I recently just went back and started binging all of his videos again. Revizine. I never knew how to pronounce her channel's name. I never really knew. I've been watching a lot of the Try Guys too, and Watcher. And TBH Studying. Yeah. Those are the main ones I've been watching recently. Along with YouTube, I've been watching a lot of movies. I made a quarantine playlist of a bunch of movies and TV shows that I wanted to watch. I've watched most of them. So it's time for a little movie review. Let me pull up my list. Oh, my cat just broke into my room. The ones that were on my list that I watched, these were the movies that I had never seen before, which was Happy Death Day to You, A Simple Favor, The Curse of La Llorona, and Yes or No. So I watched all of these. There are also a couple other movies that I watched that I found. But these are all movies that I've been wanting to watch for a while, and we had a free trial for HBO. So I watched them. So starting off with A Simple Favor. A Simple Favor was actually really good. It came out in 2017, I think. It has Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively in it, and it was actually really good. I remember seeing trailers for it and wanting to go see it, but no one wanted to take me because it was rated R, so I couldn't take myself because, oh, I'm a teenager. And, and so I watched it finally, and it was actually really good. It was kind of predictable, but I've always kind of latched on and caught on to plot lines and stuff quickly. So I don't know if that's just me, but it had an interesting ending. I'll leave it at that. And I liked kind of like the mystery slash horror, but like comedy aspect of it. It's like a mix of all of them. And I actually really liked it. Happy Death Day to You. So I wanted to watch this movie because Happy Death Day is one of my favorite movies, or my favorite horror movies, I should say, purely because I went to go see it with my best friend and I had a fun time watching it with her, so it became one of my favorite movies. And then afterwards, we had a sleepover. It was fun. Um, but yeah, so I watched the second one, and I thought it was going to be awful, but it was actually pretty good. I thought it was cute. I was like, this is just gonna be a remake of the original, and it's not gonna be good. And it kind of was. But it was interesting. There was a twist in the beginning which I wasn't expecting. And then it kind of the movie is kind of the same thing, but it's like an alternate reality of it. I don't want to spoil anything, but like it's like an alternate reality of it, and it had a cute ending. It had a cute ending. Um yeah, I actually enjoyed it. Is it 10 out of 10? No. It's like an 8 out of 10 though. It's pretty good. So the next one is Curse of La Llorona. And this movie was awful. It was so bad. Literally the whole time. The whole time. It's literally just this woman. So basically, the premise of it is it's based off a Mexican folklore that this woman, La Llorona, or the Weeping Woman, she drowned her kids out of jealousy in a lake. And me being the horror buff I am, I already knew about this, so I was excited that they were making a movie about it. I was like, oh, this could be a cool movie. Like, if they did this right, this could be a cool movie. And so the whole movie is just suspense and building up to nothing. So until the end of the movie, like the end of the movie is when stuff actually starts happening, but you have to watch the whole thing. So there were a couple things that I didn't intend to watch that I ended up watching anyway. This one I kind of ended up watching. I watched like a part of it and then like skimmed through the rest of it, which was Unfriended Dark Web, because I remembered Unfriended, which was an awful movie. Um and I remember watching it, and I was like, they made a second one? I didn't even know. And so I watched the first 15 minutes of it, and it was boring. And so I skipped into it, and it was still boring. And the actual like plot of both these movies, the same thing happens in the first one. The actual plot didn't begin until 40 minutes into the movie, which is like I don't. So it was an interesting premise, and I honestly think it could have been a good movie if they executed it better. Maybe if they started the plot a little bit earlier into the movie, because then they would have more time to explain it and how it works. It's kind of confusing, but I mean, it's pretty bad. um, yeah, those are some of the things I watched. Let me know what you guys have like seen or watched or anything like that over your little quarantation, if you have one. I know a lot of states are doing what my state did, where they're like shutting down all the schools in the state. So, yeah, let me know how it's going for y'all. I'm sending well wishes and hope to every single one of you out there. Even the people who aren't listening, I just hope that everything goes okay for everyone. And, wash your hands, don't touch your face, take care of yourself. Try not to stress yourself out too much about things. And I hope My cat is trying to break in my door. I hope you have a great day, and don't forget to smile. Bye-bye.